Most people buying Bitcoin in 2026 honestly have no idea what they're doing. They're on the wrong platforms, they're not storing it properly, and they're just buying and selling at completely the wrong times. They're following vague advice, half understood headlines, and whatever their friend at work told them to do. And they just hope everything's going to work out somehow. What I want to do today is walk through the same framework I take my private clients through. It's a simple, reliable process that removes the guesswork completely. By the time we're done, you'll know how to buy Bitcoin safely, how to store it properly, and how to avoid the mistakes that cost people a lot of money every single year. I'm Harvinder Bogle, and I've been investing in Bitcoin since 2015 and help busy professionals buy and store Bitcoin safely, without stress or confusion, and also make weekly videos. Let's keep this clear and practical. By the way, if you want the deeper step-by-step version of everything I covered today, I've put a separate video in the description. That's where I'll walk through the exact platforms I personally use, 2FA app, email setup, hardware wallet, etc., all the specifics. It's completely free and there's no opt-in. So let's start with something most people get wrong straight away. The real risk isn't Bitcoin. It's the process people use to buy Bitcoin. I speak to professionals all the time. They're incredibly competent in their careers, but when it comes to Bitcoin, they're not quite sure where to start. They watch a few YouTube videos, read a headline or two, or maybe see the price jumping up, and they rush into it. That's where the danger is, not the asset. It's the process. Once you break this down into clear steps, everything becomes calmer and far safer. There are three pillars you really need to get right. One is the platform you use, and then it's how you set it up, and then it's how you store your Bitcoin. Get these three things right, and you've already eliminated most of the common issues. Let's talk about platforms, because this is where a lot of people go wrong straight away. They sign up for a trading app like eToro and think they've actually bought some Bitcoin, but they haven't. If you really look into it, you don't actually hold the asset. The platform does. For proper ownership, you want a real Bitcoin exchange, not a trading platform. That means platforms where you can buy Bitcoin, hold it, and you can also withdraw it onto your own wallet. Examples, platforms that I personally use are Coinbase, Kraken, and Binance. A safe exchange has a few clear qualities: a long, solid track record, proper regulations, reliable withdrawals, and support that actually responds when the market is actually busy. People complain about KYC, but that isn't the problem. Poor platforms are. A good exchange with proper checks in place is exactly what you want. A quick way to assess any platform is to ask three simple questions. Are long-term investors using it, not just short-term traders? Are withdrawals consistently reliable? And does the platform communicate clearly when there's a period of high activity? If any of those feel uncertain, just move on. There's plenty of good platforms with a long reputation, even the ones I just named just now. And let's go through the actual buying process. This is another area where people get overwhelmed, so let's keep it simple. Step one, you need to create your account properly. Use a good password manager. Don't use your everyday email either. And don't try to remember these passwords in your head. Step two, set up proper two-factor authentication. Use an authenticator app, not text messages. SMS is too easy to compromise. Step three, make a small test purchase. Now, this isn't your investment, it's just making sure everything works. Step four, test a withdrawal. This is the part that people skip, and it's the bit that saves the most headaches. If a platform can't handle a tiny withdrawal in a smooth, predictable way, you don't want to trust it with a large amount of money. Now let's talk about storing your Bitcoin. This is where trust is either built or completely broken. A lot of people assume they need to become technical experts, technical wizards. You don't. A hardware wallet is simply a device that protects your keys. It means you hold the Bitcoin rather than an exchange holding the Bitcoin for you. Remember, if it's not your keys, it's not your Bitcoin. Here's the part that people miss. The backup seed is the most important bit, not the actual device itself. If the device is lost or damaged, your backup seed key can restore everything. So you want that backup seed key written clearly, stored sensibly, and never put online. No photos, screenshots, nothing digital. Once you set this up correctly, you really don't need to think about it again. And finally, let's talk about something most professionals underestimate: having the right long-term approach for you. People usually struggle with Bitcoin because they're trying to be clever. They're reacting to headlines, price swings, something a colleague said, or a post that they scrolled past on social media. It creates stress and it leads to poor decisions. People who do well tend to keep things boring. They choose a simple approach that suits their personality and they stick to it. No drama, no constant tweaking, no panic buying and selling, just clarity. For most people, there are 3 long-term approaches that work well. The first is regular buying, often called DCA, dollar cost averaging. A calm, consistent amount set at intervals regardless of the price. It could be as simple as every month I'm going to buy £100 worth of Bitcoin. Every month without fail, doesn't matter what the price is. This removes the emotional decision-making process, and for many busy professionals, it's the simplest way to build a meaningful position over a long period of time. The second is a more price-sensitive approach. Some people prefer buying when the price is low and holding back when the price is high. Now, this can work as long as it's done calmly and based on a clear plan, rather than on excitement or fear or headlines. And it's not easy to do because, when is the price of Bitcoin too high? And when is the price of Bitcoin too low? No one knows for sure. Like, no one ever buys at the bottom and sells at the top. You might get lucky, but most people buy at the top and sell at the bottom. And this is where it gets dangerous. People try to predict every move. You need a simple rules-based version of this where I have my own structured system, which I personally use, and I use this to buy the price when it's low and sell when it's high. And it works. I've been using it for many years. I've back tested it, and a lot of people have made a lot of money using my system. I used to share this with everyone, but then I got banned everywhere, so I stopped. So now I just share it with my private clients. It's still calm and long term, but it gives more guidance on when to be active and when to just sit still and do nothing. For the right person, that could be more effective than simply holding and hoping. And the third approach is just buy and hold for the long term. Some professionals are just too busy. They prefer to just make one thoughtful decision, set their storage up properly, and then just get on with their life. That can be very effective as well. And honestly, if you go back in time, even if you understand the whole economics and mathematics behind Bitcoin, that's probably one of the best strategies, because mathematically, the price of Bitcoin is only ever going to go up. So it doesn't matter when you buy. And if you buy at every all-time high over the last 10 years, you might have to go through a few years of pain, but eventually you will win because the price always goes higher over time. Now, there isn't a single best method. The best method is the one that you can stick to without stress. A simple, steady plan will always outperform emotional reacting every single time. If you want to learn the exact system I use to invest properly and safely in Bitcoin, the same one that I take my clients through, I created a separate video on that. It walks you through the whole process, step by step. That's where I show the actual platforms I use, the apps and the tools. It's completely free and there's no opt-in. Just click the link in the description. It's a good video. If you found this video useful, feel free to subscribe and like the video. And if there's anything specific that you want me to cover in any future videos, just drop a comment and I'll see what I can do. Thanks for watching.